Hey guys, it's Shauna, and for this video I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of each season. I'm going to start with spring. One good thing I like about spring is, hold on. One good thing I like about spring is it's just so vibrant. It's really vibrant and pretty. That's when everything starts to grow back. The leaves and the grass, everything is just green and vibrant. Flowers start to bloom. Butterflies and birds come out. So yeah, it just makes nature just seem so beautiful and vibrant. I can't really think of any... hold on. Yes, I can. One bad thing about spring is... Now, I don't think I've ever had to deal with this, but a lot of people have to deal with allergies due to pollen and stuff in the spring. So yeah, that's all I can think about for spring. Maybe I'll come back to it if I can think of some more. Now, summer. One good thing about summer is it's a good season to swim and hang out by the pool or the lake or the beach or whatever. I really like to go to my grandmother's house and swim in her pool once in a while during the summer. It's really fun and relaxing. Sometimes we'll have cookouts on the grill as well. Another good thing I like about summer is I get to wear light clothes. Now, I wear light clothes in the winter too, even when I'm just chilling around the house. But like if I have to go out, then yes, I need to put some more clothes on. But summer is more appropriate for wearing light clothes like sundresses. So that's another thing I like about summer. One bad thing about summer is sometimes it just gets too freaking hot. Sometimes, like, being out in the heat for too long, it just makes me lose my energy and my motivation, and it just tires me out. It's not as bad here as it was in South Texas, because in South Texas it was really humid, and it made me sweat more easily. And that can make you feel just very icky and blah. It may not be as humid in the town I'm living in now, but still it can still be pretty exhausting and tiring to be in the heat. Now there's fall. One good thing I like about fall is I just love the cool air. Like, that is my ideal temperature for me. My ideal temperature is like when it's not like cold or chilly, but like really cool, like 70 degrees, 60 degrees, maybe even like 50 degrees. I freaking love when the temperature is around that range. That is my favorite temperature. I prefer cool air over warm air, despite what I mentioned in the hotter seasons for the pros. Other than being able to swim and wear lighter clothes in public, I prefer cool air because it just feels better to me. Another thing I like about autumn is sometimes the leaves can change colors. Like, it's not as defined here as it is in some places, but in certain parts of this town you can still see some trees are like green, some trees are like a dark orangish reddish, some trees are like a dark yellow. It's just beautiful. I remember out in November when we were going to and from South Texas. I told you about that, why we had to go there in the first place. But we could just see the different colors of the trees. They're not like bright orange. They're not as bright as you see in some places, but you can still like tell that the trees were different colors, and it was just so pretty. My uncle has this big tree in his backyard, and all the leaves turned bright red for a bit until they all fell off. He said it was his favorite tree in the world. I don't blame him because it seems to define the seasons really well. So yeah, those are two good things about autumn: cool air and colorful leaves. Another thing that I liked about autumn is back when I was in school was pep rallies. I loved pep rallies. I don't know why. Like, you'd think I'd hate pep rallies because they can be really, really loud, and I have a hard time dealing with loud noises, but I loved pep rallies, especially high school ones with the color guard. Not gonna lie, I miss high school. Well, parts of it. There are still things that I'm happy I don't have to deal with, but at the same time, there are things about it that I miss. Like pep rallies. The color guard was my favorite part in high school pep rallies. I still loved pep rallies in junior high, but I preferred high school because I loved how the color guards were swinging their flags around at the beginning of most of the pep rallies. So yeah, that's another thing. The only bad thing about fall is it's when swimming season ends. Like, I like to, like I said for my summer part, I like to go hang around at my grandmother's pool on a regular basis, but when autumn rolls around, you kind of have to stop doing that until summer comes back again. So yeah, that's really the only thing I can think about fall is you have to deal with. Not being able to swim for 6 months or 9 months or whatever. now winter. Oh, hold on. I forgot to say something. Another good thing about fall is Thanksgiving. I used to hate Thanksgiving. And before you guys freak out, Shauna, how could you hate Thanksgiving? It's a good holiday to be grateful. Please let me explain. I used to be forced to try the turkey every year, even though my parents knew that I didn't like turkey. It wasn't until I think it was Thanksgiving 2011 where I was 13. I believe that was the first year where they stopped making me try the turkey. If I didn't try it the first 12, come on now. If I didn't like the turkey the first 12 times, what makes you think I'm gonna like it the 13th time anyway? You're wasting your time and mine. I do like ham though. Thanksgiving ham is freaking delicious. My favorite Thanksgiving foods are ham, stuffing, rolls, and pie. Those are my favorite Thanksgiving foods. Another bad thing about fall is this happened in 2018. Steven Hillenberg passed away due to ALS. And Thanksgiving and his second anniversary of his passing happens to both fall on the 26th this coming November. So that's going to be a very bittersweet day for me. Because SpongeBob SquarePants is my favorite show of all time. So it's still kind of shocking to think about that. The person who created your favorite show passed away. It's heartbreaking to think about that. Another bad thing about this could be considered something to happen in the fall because it's September, but this could also be something people can also consider this a summer thing because by calendar it's not fall yet, but we have September 11th now. I was born for September 11th, but I'm not old enough to remember it, but it's still, when you're taught about it in school, it's still sad to think about. I'm not going to be one of those people to pretend that I was old enough to be aware of it, but because I'm not talking about like adults. I'm talking about people around my age, maybe a tiny bit older, and people younger than me. I'm not talking about adults. I know because they are old enough to remember, but when I say that I'm not going to pretend to be one of those people, I'm talking people that are in my generation. So, yeah, I'm not going to be one of those people who pretend that I was old enough to be aware of it, but at the same time, I do know about it, and I do know that it was a very depressing day. And it's not something that I like to discuss, because it's a very negative thing. But I thought I'd include it in the negative/cons of this video. Alright. I guess we'll move on to winter now. One thing that I love about winter is Christmas time. Oh, I freaking love December. Because everyone just gets prepared for Christmas, and it's just a warm and fuzzy time. Especially now that I now live in West Texas again with my grandparents and my uncle. And I have cousins and second cousins who only live a few hours away. It's just a fun time to get around to, get surprise gifts, listen to Christmas carols, have Christmas parties with the family. I don't know, it's just such a beautiful, heartwarming time of the year. Christmas is. Another good thing about Christmas is there's a chance of there being snow. Now, this wasn't the case for South Texas because it hardly ever snowed in South Texas. The 13 years I was living there, we only got snow flurries a few times. Now, we did get a little bit of snow in 2017 of November, but at the same time, I don't think we got very much. It's a lot more likely to get snow in West Texas because it's not so hot. I mean, it is less humid, but at the same time, like I said, some people claim that we hardly ever get precipitation in West Texas, but that's a common misconception. So yes, it is a lot higher chances of snow in the winter than it was in South Texas. And since we don't get snow very much, I like that. Snow feels special to me because I've only seen it. I can probably count the number of times I've seen snow before on one hand. That's how rare it is in my life. And now, some of you guys may disagree with me on this and on this next one, and that's okay. I respect y'all's opinions, but I really like Valentine's Day, to be honest. Now, I may not be in a relationship, but there's just something about Valentine's Day that I like. I like romance, I like flowers, especially roses, I like chocolate. And Valentine's Day is a good way to celebrate with all that stuff. Me and some of my friends do self-insert ships where we ship ourselves with a fictional character. And I know some of you guys, I know that's frowned upon by some people, and I get it. I can understand it may be weird to some people, but as long as it's one thing to maybe to disagree with someone and to maybe find what they're doing to be weird. It's one thing to have those beliefs than to just be hateful about it. You can disagree with what someone's doing, but still be nice and respectful about it. So yeah, just please, if you guys don't if if anyone is watching this who finds that weird, just please respect our opinions on it. Thank you. But yeah, Valentine's Day is my second favorite holiday, next to Christmas. Because of all the reasons I just said. Romance, shipping, flowers, chocolate. One bad thing about winter is, besides, after all the holidays are over, and between New Year's and Valentine's Day, for the most part, everything just seems to, like, there just isn't much going on, you know what I mean? So it can be pretty boring. So February, or not, well, the second half, not really February because Valentine's Day hype, but it's mostly January. I kind of like January because of New Year's, which is a very bittersweet part of winter. But after New Year's, January, it's just a very boring month. There's just not much going on. As for the first half of February, I kind of like it because I'm like excited for Valentine's Day, but other than like Christmas, New Year's, and Valentine's Day, there just isn't much going on in winter. Another not bad thing, but just a thing that I don't really like about winter is nature just seems to die out, and a lot of like birds hibernate, a lot of like squirrels hibernate, all the leaves falls off the trees, the grass turns like sometimes the grass turns like a brown color, and nature is just dead. Nature just seems so dead on during winter time, which can be depressing. Another thing I don't like about winter is sometimes it gets too cold. Like, I like cool, like I said for my fall part, I like cool air, but I don't like it when it gets too cold. I want the weather to be like in between, especially around the autumn part. Another thing about winter is it's usually when people get the flu, which sucks. Like, especially this winter with the new pandemic, the coronavirus, COVID-19. And it could come back this winter too. So, yeah, that's another reason why I don't really like winter, is because of like cold and flu season, fevers, viruses. Screw that. Trying to think. I feel like I need to say something, but I forgot what it was. But yeah. And I have gotten I have gotten sick a couple of times during the winter. So yeah. But yeah, there are still some parts of winter that I like, but at the same time, it can just be a depressing season. I heard some people sometimes I've also heard that there's a thing some people get called cabin fever, which I think it's like staying inside for too long because it's like too cold to do anything and because of the cold and flu season. So yeah. Yeah, that's really all I have to say for this video. I can't really think of any more to say. So what are your guys' pros and cons? What do you guys like and dislike about each season? Feel free to let me know, or if you want, you can also make your own video about this. I will talk to you guys later.